welcome back to my channel. It is me, Allie, and in today's video I have another segment in my DIY Mickey Mouse shaped trees series. In today's video I'm going to be showing you 4 more DIY Mickey Mouse shaped trees, and they are really awesome. If you like these types of videos, I will link my Disney playlist in the description below where I have other DIY Mickey Mouse shaped trees videos, as well as some informational videos and DIY videos and hauls, etc. Pretty much everything that you want for your Disney lifestyle. If you have any other questions or concerns after watching this video, just ask them in the comments below and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And without further ado, let's just get right into this video. Let's kick this video off with some homemade chocolate Mickey Mouse cupcakes from scratch. These are incredible. Start off by combining all of your dry ingredients into a bowl. I used 3/4 of a cup of flour, half of a cup of granulated sugar, half of a teaspoon of baking powder, half of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. Once I had that all in the bowl, I just whisked it all together. And just a quick little disclaimer, I did cut this recipe in half. If you want the full recipe, I will link it in the description below. Now it is time to add in your wet ingredients. Add in half of a cup of water and 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Mix your ingredients together just a little bit to incorporate them all together, and once you feel like they're partially incorporated, you want to crack open an egg and add an egg into the mixture, and then continue to mix together until you get a nice smooth batter. Add your batter to your lined cupcake tins and then place this in the oven to bake at 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. Look how beautiful these turned out. They are just pure perfection. Allow your cupcakes to cool down completely before you start frosting them. If you want to frost them with a piping bag, start to prepare your frosting as your cupcakes are cooling. I just took a piping bag with a star tip and I filled it up with some vanilla frosting. Now on to, in my personal opinion, the best part about making cupcakes, piping on that frosting and decorating your cupcakes. For my decorations, I chose to use some pastel star sprinkles as well as some pearl nonpareils. And lastly, and quite possibly the most important part of making a Mickey cupcake, is to take 2 Oreo cookies, remove the cream from both of the cookies, and place them right into the frosting to act as Mickey's ears. Voila! Here's the final chocolate Mickey Mouse shaped cupcake, and I am just so in love with the way that it turned out. I feel like it is really comparable to the ones you can get at Walt Disney World. I'm actually having a Disney themed bridal shower where we're having an entire table dedicated to Mickey Mouse shaped treats, and this little cutie will definitely be making an appearance. Next up, homemade chocolate peanut butter cups. You are going to need a Mickey silicone mold for this. I found mine at Walt Disney World, but you can also find these on Amazon.com. Start off by melting up some chocolate. I'm using dark chocolate because it is my all-time favorite, but you can use whatever kind of chocolate you like. Start off by pouring an excessive amount of chocolate into your mold. You want to cover every little last square inch of your mold with the melted chocolate, the sides, the bottom, everything. So add a bunch of chocolate in, move your mold around. Once everything is covered, flip your mold over on a cooling rack to allow all of that excess chocolate to drip out. After all the excess chocolate drips out, just place these molds right into the refrigerator until the chocolate hardens. In the meantime, prepare your peanut butter center, which is basically just equal parts of peanut butter and powdered sugar. I did half of a cup of crunchy peanut butter that I placed in the microwave for 30 seconds to make it a little easier to work with, and half of a cup of powdered sugar, and then I just mixed it all together. Once the chocolate lining has completely hardened, you can start to stuff your molds with your peanut butter filling. And the final step for completing your chocolate peanut butter cups is to add one more layer of chocolate on the very top to seal your peanut butter filling inside. Bang your molds down on a hard surface to make sure that the chocolate is distributed evenly, and then place these in the refrigerator until the chocolate completely hardens. Gently, and I mean gently, push these out of your mold, and there you go. You have your very own homemade Mickey Mouse peanut butter cups. As a chocolate peanut butter cup enthusiast, I have to say I am really impressed with the way that these turned out. They are just the perfect combination of salty and sweet, and the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter filling is just fabulous. Now onto my favorite recipe in this entire video, the Mickey Mouse donuts. Again, you want to start off with your dry ingredients. Start off with 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder, a dash of cinnamon. I use a little extra than what you should have, but I like everything really cinnamony. And you also want to add in just a little pinch of salt. Whisk all of your dry ingredients together until everything is well incorporated, and then get ready to move on to your wet ingredients. For your wet ingredients, you want to start off with 1 cup of whole milk, add that into a bowl. To that, you want to add a slightly beaten egg. Then you also want to add in 5 tablespoons of melted butter. And lastly, you want to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I just eyeballed it. Now whisk together all of your wet ingredients until they are very well incorporated. Pour your wet ingredients right into your dry ingredients, and then use a spatula to mix everything together until a dough is formed. Cover your dough up and then place in the refrigerator for at least an hour. After about an hour, take your dough out of the refrigerator, place it on a well-floured surface, and roll it out. To cut out the donuts and the mini donuts, I'm just using some items that I had lying around in my kitchen. I am using the top of a Pam spray can, and I'm also using a container that used to hold some sunflower seeds. I'm taking these items and I'm just pressing them down into the dough to make the donuts and to make the mini donuts. To make the holes in the middle of the donuts, just use whatever you have lying around. I'm using a pill bottle as well as a Baby Lips chapstick container. The next step is to fry your donuts in some vegetable oil. Just be very careful and very gentle when placing your donuts into the oil because the oil is going to be extremely hot and you do not want that to splatter all over your skin. I fried my donuts for about 2 to 4 minutes and I flipped halfway through. Attach the ears to the head by using some pretzel sticks. The final step is just to frost and decorate your donuts. I melted some vanilla frosting in the microwave and then I added some red food coloring to it to make a nice pink shade. Then I took my donuts and I just flipped them over, dipped them right into the frosting, and allowed the excess frosting to drip off on a cooling rack. You can also go in and just spoon the frosting right onto the donut. While the frosting is still just a little bit tacky, add on your sprinkles or whatever toppings you want to add onto your donut. Guys, Disney and donuts. Disney donuts. Need I say anymore? It's like my two loves came together and had this beautiful, beautiful love child. I am so impressed with just how easy it was to make this donut. Whenever I think of homemade donuts, I think of this really long, extensive process, when in reality, it was super easy to make, tasted phenomenal, and is extremely visually appealing. This Mickey Mouse donut is pretty much everything to me. And last but not least, the classic Mickey Mouse chocolate covered marshmallow stick. What you want to do for this is take a chopstick or a cake pop stick, whatever you have at home, and stack on some marshmallows. You can do anywhere between 4 and 5 marshmallows. Melt up some chocolate and then pour the chocolate all over the marshmallows. It would be a lot easier if you could just dip the marshmallows right into the melted chocolate, but I didn't have a container or a cup that was long enough and narrow enough to do this, so instead I am just brushing the chocolate on with a spoon. It worked pretty much just as well. To give the chocolate a nice smooth finish, I'm just taking my chopstick and I'm banging it down on the side of the bowl. Allow the chocolate to harden completely before moving on to your next step. I'm just using a cake pop holder to place the chopsticks in so they stay in place. Next, you want to take some melted white chocolate, place it on the bottom half or bottom 3/4 of your marshmallows, and just follow the exact same method that you did earlier. And to finish this delicious marshmallow treat up, you want to add 2 yellow candies to the top portion of the white melted chocolate. I am just using some Jelly Bellies, and then you want to pour some red sugar crystals all over that melted white chocolate. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Your very own piece of Goofy's Candy Company, homemade, straight out of your kitchen. Not only is this treat super delicious to eat, but it is really cute to look at as well. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thought in the comments below, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet and you enjoy my videos. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support on my channel.